Hi everyone, it's Cecilia from Everything But the Kitchen Sink Tarot and More, and this is Mama Pringles. As you can tell from her ears, she is the ear tip, part of the ear tip club. She was an outside cat that I brought in, and I have two of her babies as well. And they are here. I have 5 cats total. All of them have been outside kitties at one time. And she must have been in somebody's house at one time because she is very, very, very friendly. Huh? Right? Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank everybody that's here for the first time, and welcome. And for those that are returning, I'm really glad to see you again. We're doing a reading today on the about the war. And the thing is about the war is that we don't really know what's going on. We're being lied to. As Bo of the Fifth Column and Belle of the Ranch say, it's an international poker game where everybody is cheating, and that's basically what we got going on. Everybody, we don't know the truth at all. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what the cards can tell us. I'm using my regular tarot deck, and we're going to find out what the cards have to say about the war. What can it tell us about the war? Because we know that it's just not. I mean, we're just being lied to. You know, neither side is. I mean, I know we're being lied to from our own government. Oh, we've got a ceasefire going on, but we really don't. You don't have a ceasefire if all people that are part of this are not at the table at discussions. It can't be just the United States and Iran. It has to have also Israel, because it wasn't just us. It was Israel, United States, and Iran, and we all three have to sit together. That's why the Ukrainian war is still going on. Oh, we're going to get a ceasefire. Well, you didn't include Ukraine in the process. All parties have to be there. And I don't understand how hard that is to understand, but for whatever reason, this regime just doesn't seem to understand that. You can't do a ceasefire without having Israel as part of the mix. You know, that's just common sense. You know, it's like, but anyway, so we're going to see what the cards have to say. And I'm not 100% sure what they're going to say. I don't, intuition wise, I don't feel that this is going to be quick and easy like they thought it was going to. I didn't think it was going to be quick and easy when they first said it. And I did not think that it was, I mean, we didn't get a regime change. The regime still is the same. There were no weapons, you know, and then they're saying it's about the oil. I just tell the truth for once, for God's sakes. It drives me crazy. Anyway, we're going to find out. We're going to find out to the best of our ability. Let's see what the cards will tell us. What can they tell us about the war? What do we need to know? I don't know. We don't know if it's going to be anytime soon or not. And then even if it ends, say it ends like in 2 weeks. There's so much damage done. It's one thing. I mean, look at our prices, and we don't even, diesel is what's going to determine the price of diesel. Actually is going to tell us more of how our prices are going to go up, because the higher diesel goes up, the more it costs is to move stuff around from, around the states, and that the more expensive things is going to be. It's not going to be, we don't eat local for the most part anymore. We get food from Mexico, food from California. I live in Florida. Food comes from all over the place. And so all that costs, if your shipping goes up and your cost of diesel goes up to move trucks, and you can't get the fertilizer because that's made from oil. And if you can't, the farmers they don't have diesel to run their equipment, the prices are going to go up. And there's no, without the fertilizer and that, because these are big mega farms, the crops aren't guaranteed to have good quality or a good number. And so it's a problem. And it's one thing if it's inflicted on us because we started the darn thing, started the war. But it's another thing altogether when other countries are feeling the hit and they have nothing to do with any of this. And that really, I mean, the Philippines, is having a problem. India is having a problem. Australia is having a problem. They shouldn't have a problem. This is our problem. But no, we had to inflict it on the whole world. And so not only has this war, even if you ended it, we've destroyed our standing. Our whole standing around the globe is totally ruined. I don't think that's going to be fixed anytime soon. To be quite frank, I don't honestly think so. But let's go ahead and find out what's going on with the war. And Kitty, Mama Kitty is right here. She likes to be near me. Usually I'm in bed by now. It's late. It's 1 a.m., but I got a little bit of an insomnia. I've been busy all day. I had a late cup of coffee, so I'm kind of up. And she's kind of mad because I'm supposed to be in bed. And she likes to sleep on my head. And actually, all my kitties are in here. I'm like, what are you doing? It's bedtime. We want to go to bed and you're still up. So, oh well, such is life. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see. All right, here's Mama. All right, so, okay. Hey, get your tail. Listen here. Tuck your tail under. Tuck the tail. There we go. All right, so let's take a look. This is the first card. I have to put it. Okay, first question. Okay, so this is the question. The foundation of the reading is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, nines are reaching toward the end. Okay, it's also attainment and it's also achievement. Okay, and Pentacles is also about maternal, not material stability. It's also about well-being, money, ownership, prosperity, and morals. Okay, it also includes morals. And because I'm learning how to do reversals, I've always done upright only, and I wanted to learn how to do reversals, so I had to get a deck that had all this in here, and I still haven't gotten all memorized, but this is about self-worth, trusting, living beyond means, obsession with work, or false success. What's sticking out to me here is false success. Okay, the false success of the war. I don't think we're winning. I don't think we are winning. We did poor planning and we didn't think about things. And yeah, we are not. It's false success. They're saying we're successful, but we are not. And the challenge is the Wheel of Fortune. And this is about, it says good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point, change, inevitable fate, ups and downs, and unpredictable. All those explain what's going on with the war. Okay, we've got these ups and downs. We have everything is unpredictable with Trump, and we're just gonna. It's gonna be. It's kind of like a roulette wheel where you don't know what's going to happen from day to day, and that's what our challenge is. Okay, in the past, we have the 8 of Wands. 8s are motivation to act, and this is an action card, but it also going to be about creativity, instinct, and energy. And here, and then if you look here, it's about delays, frustration, holding off, waiting, panic, and a showdown. Okay, so basically, what word sticks out for me here is a showdown. No, that's a slow down, not showdown. Jeez Louise, I need to get glasses. Well, they didn't hold off, that's for sure. But in the past, the they were having frustration. We were in negotiate. Frustration is actually what um, sticks out in my mind. Okay. And the reason why it sticks out in my mind is because we were in the middle of negotiations with Iran, and we bombed them in the middle of negotiations. Who does that? I mean, seriously, who does that? So they were, and they didn't want to delay it anymore. It talks about delays. They didn't want to delay it. Somebody, Hegseth, was trigger happy. Ooh, war. He's got to prove his manlyhood, I guess, is what he was trying to do here. But anyway, that is the past. And, but we were in that middle of, doing negotiations, and we got impatient, and we just decided we were going to go ahead and we were going to bomb them. The current situation is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And she's usually about efficiency, practicality, material comfort, wealth, or career management. Okay. What I'm getting here is this is about wealth. Okay. The current situation is about wealth. And if you look here at the bottom, it says, yes, nurturing, practical, providing, financially, a working parent is what it says here on the card. But the others, the wealth part here, because a lot of money's being made here. Okay. Current situation, lots and lots of money's being made here. And it ain't by me and you. Let's put it that way. And not only that, I mean, I do believe that they want and they want the oil, so they want to access the oil, because it's always all about oil and minerals and everything else that we do. It's all about making money. This regime is all about the grift and making money. And this whole current situation, you notice that the markets are being manipulated during this time too. And we got a peace deal. I mean, we got a ceasefire. So what happens? The price of oil goes down. But then we bomb somebody, and then but then the prices go up, and it's this yo-yo effect. And it's like there is money to be had here. So it's all about the money. The overarching energy. Okay, 5 of Wands. Fives are about instability, fluctuation, and conflict. This is called, who is it? I forgot. Somebody calls it the Hillbilly Brawl card. This is what we got going on right here. This is our overarching energy. And that's because there's competition going on and within the cabinet. Okay. The overarching energy is all the stuff that's going on. I think within the cabinet, there's rivalry, conflict, disagreement, strife, tension. And that's part of what's going on in our current situation, why we are at where we are at. And this has everything to do with the cabinet. And I mean, I don't even know if Trump's being told the truth from his cabinet. Who knows? He might not be, because these are all self-serving individuals. And so they are, they're all infighting amongst themselves and everything else. And now they're causing fighting throughout the whole world over their nonsense. We'll just get that back up there. So over their nonsense. The lesson to be learned in this is the 8 of Pentacles, which is motivation to act. Pentacles, as I said before, it's about about money, well-being, ownership, prosperity, and morals. The bottom of the card says it's about diligence, passion, high standards, apprenticeship, mastery, skill development, and repetitive tasks. But that's not what I'm getting from here. What I am getting here is that our morals are messed up. And we've got to work on them. I mean, we're going after, and we're causing harm, all for that has to do with money. And yeah, it's about money. Everything is about money with this war, and total lack of morals. I mean, the Easter message for somebody that claims to be Christian was a little unchristian like, unchrist-like, if you ask me. And so we have to actually think about what is important to us. Okay. And we need to act on that. We do need to act on that. And the outcome is the Emperor. Okay. And the Emperor is in reverse. And it says here, it's about domineering, controlling, lack of discipline, rigid, stubborn, tyrant, and recklessness. This is going to continue going on. This is going to continue going on. This is all about Trump and his behavior and the behavior of his cabinet. I mean, we're talking, they're reckless. He acts like a tyrant. There's lack of discipline with these guys. They want to dominate the globe. And this is the outcome for a while until we change this out. And it's not just a matter of changing the president. It's changing the whole cabinet and everything. Getting rid of these individuals. And we're going to keep having more of this until we do something about it, until we put an end to it. So at the base of the deck, because I always like to look at the base of the deck, this is about, this is the Two of Wands. Now this comes up. I get this quite often. And this is about partnership, pairing, harmony. It's also about, the ones are about energy, instinct, creativity, action, or a challenge. He's looking out into the world. And I put this about, do this with Trump. And when you read the bottom of this, it talks about planning, progress, making decisions, discovery, leaving home, and travel plans. I have been saying, I did a reading on why, and it shows up a lot, that I think Trump is going to leave the country to avoid being held accountable. I mean, he's old and he is very sick. And I didn't, to be honest with you, think he was ever going to make it to the election because the cards were so bad. But he gets the best money, the best healthcare that our tax money can buy. The thing is that, well, I did a reading about why was he over in the Middle East. And one of the things that came up was that he was looking for a place to go. And he's building, him building, hotels and golf courses and everything else there, was wanting to, if things got really, really bad here, that he would flee. And it's not going to look like he's going to flee. It's going to be well planned out. It's going to look like he's going to take part in an event or something, and he's going to leave, and he's going to not come back. And I keep saying this, and this keeps showing up all the time. And I think after he started all this nonsense, see, at first maybe I thought it had to do with the Epstein files and that, but that's all tied up right now because and now we got the war, but the war is not going the way he planned, and it's not going well at all for him. And the thing is I think is now there's more talk of the 25th Amendment. There's more talk about impeachment. I think he's going to try to make plans to get out, to leave, unless he dies first or he has a health crisis of something first. I think this is his plan. Now, whether it comes to fruition or not is another thing. So let's see. Okay, this is about strength, and it's in reverse. And this has to do with self-doubt, weakness, insecurity, low energy, raw emotion, and struggle and pride. This is everything about Trump. This is what he's feeling right now. This is what he's going through. And it is no coincidence that it's right next to this card. And they're both near this card. Okay. And let's see. I'm just looking to see if these. Yeah. Okay, so this one would go with this too, with this reading. This is the Two of Cups. Two is about partnerships and pairings, and it is in reverse, and cups are about feelings, emotions, relationships, and intuition, but it's in reverse. So it's talking about disharmony and distrust, imbalance, tension, broken communication, all of which we're seeing with the war that's going on now. Okay, yeah. This has nothing to do with it. Okay, so with that, all I can say, this is what the cards are reading. All I can say is that one thing that I keep talking about, form your community. Get your core people you know that you can count on, that you help each other, because we're going to need it. Everybody needs to form their community at this moment in time. That keeps coming up all the time when I look at cards that say, okay, what can we do? What can we expect? It's always about forming the community. Prepare what you can. Everything's going to be getting expensive. Buy something extra each week to put in your pantry, but don't buy shit you don't eat. Like if you don't eat rice and beans, don't buy rice and beans. It's just going to sit there. That's a waste of money. Buy what you eat. Buy one extra. And each time you go to the store, if you can, now not everybody can, buy extra. I had a really good pantry, really, stocked, that could get me through a few months if there was an issue. Well, last summer, I had to have surgery on my Achilles tendon, and I was out of work for 4 months. I couldn't go to work. And so for 4 months, I was so glad I had that pantry, because that got me through. But I built that pantry, one extra product every time I went to the grocery store. Just extra one. An extra. I happen to eat beans and rice because I'm a vegetarian, and we eat a lot of beans and rice. But I prefer canned beans. Well, I have a pressure canner. I know how to cook, but it was, okay, I'm grabbing beans. Let me grab an extra can. And I kept it with all my regular food, and okay, buy a bigger bag of sugar. Have separate containers. Buy a bigger bag of flour. That type of thing. But if you can stock up a little bit at a time, that's going to help you. That will ease. It'll ease your mind, because if I wouldn't have had that pantry when I had my surgery on my foot and I missed those 4 months, let me tell you, I would have been devastated, because how was I going to get food? I couldn't even get around. And then I finally was able to get around, but I couldn't go to work. I work as a waitress. How was I gonna? There's no way I could go back to work. I had to wait. And if I didn't have that food pantry, it would have been rough, really, really rough. So do what you can now. It doesn't have to be a lot. Every little bit, check on your neighbors, make sure they're okay, especially your elderly or disabled neighbors, single parents. Everybody's hurting. I personally don't know anybody that isn't. But if you form your community, that you guys can count on each other, and if you can, grow something. I happen to have a yard that I can grow in, and I garden every year. I've gardened since I was a kid. Um, I've always had a garden. I've never not had a garden. Everywhere I've ever lived, always had a garden. Sometimes it was a little garden. It was just a few pots. Sometimes it was bigger. So it just all depends, what you got. Even just a little something, it'll make you feel better. Playing in the dirt's good for you. And by all means, take time for yourself. Rest. Relax. If you have to, shut off the TV. Do something that is not going to cost you money, that, maybe reading a book underneath a tree. I love doing that. That's one of my favorite things to do. Maybe it's just sitting outside, having a glass of iced tea and watching the birds. I mean, go for a walk in the woods. Tree therapy is like one of the best therapies ever. And maybe, we'll get through this. We will get through this. Rest assured. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. But we are going to get through it. And I know we are going to get through it. It's going to be challenging. That's why you need that community. So have a wonderful night. It's real late here, so sweet dreams. And I'll see you again.